Okay, today I am going to read you a story called Norman the Slug with the Silly Shell. Have a look at his shell. Why do you think it's a little bit silly? And what is it? Norman the Slug thought snails were great. Wow, said Norman, look at them. They're amazing. Shall we count how many snails there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 snails. But unfortunately, the snails didn't think Norman was great. What's happened? Norman, you silly slug, they cried. You've spoilt our fun. This only works if you've got a shell. Norman felt left out. How do you think he's feeling? Can you see his face? Sadly, he skulked off into the moonlight. If only I had a shell of my own, he sighed. And that's when he had an idea. Maybe I could have a shell after all, he thought. What do you think he might do? But finding a shell was not as easy as it seemed. One was too bouncy, one was too noisy, and one was already taken. Who can you see in this shell? It's a worm. Norman needed time to think. What's Norman going to use to think? Ta-da! A shell. What's Norman used for his shell? It was perfect. Norman had never ever been happier. He could join the snails at last. Norman loved being a snail. And the snails loved Norman's silly shell. But the fun didn't last for long. Suddenly there was a loud flapping of wings. Look out! Bird! Cried the snails in panic. Quick, slither for your lives or we'll end up as supper. That wouldn't be happy news. But the bird was more interested in Norman's silly shell. Why do you think the bird is picking up Norman's silly shell? It looked delicious. Norman was being carried up, up and away, higher and higher into the sky. What could he do? Norman did the only thing a slug could do. He made slime, lots and lots of it. With a slither and a slother and a slip and a slide, Norman was free. What do you think Norman might have lost? But he was falling faster and faster and faster until plonk. Norman, are you okay? Asked the snails. Wow, said Norman, that was great. I love flying. If only I had wings. Ta-da! What's Norman used for his wings? The end. Okay, I have 2 challenges for you to do if you would like to. The first challenge, can you draw your own slug and design a silly snail shell for them? And the second challenge, can you find out some facts about snails and slugs and write some sentences about them?